Let's do the word for word. Yeah, setting up. Okay, Jai. Let's do the word for word. Okay. So Arjuna Uvacha.
Arjuna Uvacha.
Arjuna said,
Arjuna said,
Tenayoho
Senayoho
of the armies.
of the armies,
Ubhayoho
Ubayoho
both.
both,
Madhye
Madhye
between.
between
Ratham
Ratham,
the chariot.
the chariot,
Sthapaya
Sthapaya,
please keep.
please keep
Me
me,
mine.
my
Achyuta
Achyuta,
O infallible one.
O infallible one,
Yavat
Yavat,
as long as.
as long as
Etan
Etan,
all these.
all these,
Nirikshe
Rikshe,
may look upon.
may look upon,
Aham
Aham,
I.
I,
Yodhukaman
Yudhukaman,
desiring to fight.
desiring to fight,
Avastithan
Avastithan,
arrayed on the battlefield.
arrayed on the battlefield,
Kaihi
Kaihi,
with whom?
with whom,
Maya
Maya,
by me.
by me,
Saha
Saha,
together.
together,
Yodhavyam
Yodhavyam,
have to fight.
have to fight,
Asmin
Asmin,
in this.
in this,
Rana
Rana,
life.
strife,
Samudhyame
Samudyame,
in the attempt.
in the attempt.
A translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. Arjuna said, O infallible one, please draw my chariot between the two armies so that I may see those present here who desire to fight and with whom I must contend in this great trial of arms. Purport. Although Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, out of his causeless mercy, he was engaged in the service of his friend. He never fails in his affection for his devotees, and thus he is addressed here as infallible. As charioteer, he had to carry out the orders of Arjuna, and since he did not hesitate to do so, he is addressed as infallible. Although he had accepted the position of a charioteer for his devotee, his supreme position was not challenged. In all circumstances, he is the supreme personality of Godhead, Rishikesha, the Lord of the total senses. The relationship between the Lord and his servitor is very sweet and transcendental. The servitor is always ready to render service to the Lord, and similarly, the Lord is always seeking an opportunity to render some service to the devotee. He takes great pleasure in his pure devotees, assuming the advantageous position of ordering him than he does in the giver of orders, than being the giver of orders. Since he and he is master, everyone is under his orders, and no one is above him to order him. But when he finds that the pure devotee is ordering him, he obtains a transcendental pleasure, although he is the infallible master in all circumstances. As a pure devotee of the Lord, Arjuna had no desire to fight with his cousins and brothers, but he was forced to come into the battlefield by the obstinacy of Duryodhana, who was never agreeable to any peaceful negotiation. Therefore, he was very anxious to see who the leading persons present on the battlefield were. Although there was no question of a peacemaking endeavor on the battlefield, he wanted to see them again and to see how much they were bent upon demanding an unwanted war. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vatam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Prajna Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagan Lalita Shri Vishakan Vatamsha हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasundarbhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vikasa Swaminati Namine Harijana Ganabadi Gnana Karmandahare Prakatita Parabhaktir Bhakti Siddhanta Kantihi Vinay Nikara Lakshmi Nimna Maidera Gamyo Bhuvijayati Vikaso Bhakti Purvo Yatindraha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminati Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyati Deshtarine Vagisha Yashivadane Lakshmi Yati Yasya Hridaya Samvitam Nrsimham Aham Bhaje Mukam Karti Vachalam Pangam Langayate Girim Yat Kripatam Aham Vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. So thank you all for joining after a long time. I'm sorry I couldn't make it for the Thursday class. It was a little tight, a marathon, but by Krishna's mercy, everything went well as far as our marathon was concerned. So I certainly miss all of your association, and I'm very happy to be back. And I'm not just saying it because it's hard for me to be fake. So yeah, I'm just keeping it real. It was nice. I really did miss all of you, but it's good to see all of you back, and it's very nice that we're all back together, and we can have these classes on the Bhagavad Gita. And I wanted to ask all of you before I start on this class that what do you think? Should we have some makeup classes for the two classes that we missed? Maybe we can have a poll on the WhatsApp group. Those of you who are not on the WhatsApp group, you can just text me and I'll add you on this Wednesday Bhagavad Gita class WhatsApp group, and we can have a poll. If we should make up for all the classes that were lost, because the Christmas marathon is also coming up again, and there'll be two classes which we may not be able to have during the marathon because we get into beast mode, and when we're going, we're just going on books. So please, something to consider. And please forgive me, my voice is a little shot. I was going at it during the marathon. I know, can you imagine my voice being shot? But yeah, it is. So yeah, please forgive me and let me know if I should use a mic. We do have a DJI mic. If I need to use it, please feel free to unmute your microphone. And I'm sorry for the background noise. The Prabhus are back and are having a chirwa and milk party behind me. So if there's too much.
Are you at the farm, Prabhuji? Are you
No,
at the new
not
farm?
no, we're not at the new farm yet. We're packing all our stuff to move to the new farm.
Very good.
So yeah, it's a lot going on. So it's like we're all living inside a traveling Sankirtan van right now. So anyway, so this is a very ecstatic verse. I was seeing this as the purport especially is so sweet. And we see this over here that Prabhupada is saying, although Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, out of his causeless mercy, he was engaged in the service of his friend. So we can understand and see that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he's so kind that even he likes to serve the devotees. That's pretty crazy to think about how, especially for a conditioned soul like myself, who's always trying to be a competitor for Krishna, always trying to compete with Krishna, trying to enjoy, trying to be the controller. It's such a reverse mentality. Although Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, out of his causeless mercy, he was engaged in the service of his friend. This is the whole point that we understand that so many of our acharyas, they always stress this one point. Now you can understand what is the essence of God being God, right? So now here's a question for all of you, and you can feel free to participate. What is the essence of God being God? What makes Krishna Krishna? What's the essence of Krishna? Krishna's godness. What is the essence of Krishna's godness?
Mercy,
Love.
compassion.
Okay, mercy, compassion. What else?
Love.
Love. Okay, it's not hitting the spot yet. There's a verse that Rupa Goswami says. Anyone else want to try?
You should have all six qualities,
No,
right? For all of
that's also there. That's also there. Enjoy, Sally, Kokari Mataji. No, no. I mean,
Is
Krishna,
free to
of
do
course.
anything.
Huh?
Is free to do anything.
He's free to do anything. But that's true for all, right? That's true for Rama, Narsimha, Varaha, Kurma, Matsya, all of them. But what's the essence of God being God? One more try, anyone.
He likes to serve his devotees.
That's also there. But you see, beaut, there you go. Shelly Kulkarni Mataji got it. So um, Rupa Goswami says that the essence of God being God is his sweetness. He says, Madhurya Bhagavatasar. This is the essence of God being God. There's nothing more, nothing less than this. Is the ultimate sweetness. The Krishna is the ultimate sweet person. And that is the essence of him, his being God. And I'll pull up this verse. Give me a minute. Madhurya Bhagavatasar. Which verse is this? I'm unable to pull it up right now. But Rupa Goswami says this. He says, Madhurya Bhagavatasar, that the essence of God being God is the sweetness of God. And Guru Maharaj quotes this in so many lectures also. We see that the essence of Krishna being Krishna is his sweetness. So we see how sweet is Krishna that he is all the Lord Krishna, the Supreme Person. Out of his causeless mercy, he's engaged in the service of his friend. And Krishna is such a sweet person that we cannot understand. How is it that he's being the servant of someone else, right? He's the supreme Lord, the master of everything in everything. And till now, I'm unable to just get over the fact that this universe has a circumference of 37.4 quintillion yojanas. It's just inconceivable. And then to think that all of those universes are just coming out of the pores of Vishnu, and then our universe is the smallest. And then, that Vishnu is simply nothing but like an expansion of an expansion of expansion of Krishna. And Krishna is all the way in the spiritual world, and he's enjoying with all his devotees. But then at the same time, he's driving Arjuna's chariot. That's crazy. It's pretty inconceivable, actually. If you think about it, it's very inconceivable. How is Krishna, how can he be like this? Why? Because Krishna is so sweet. Madhurya Bhagavad Sar. That's why there's this famous bhajan. It goes Madhuram Madhuram, and so many people know this. Adaram Madhuram, it's composed by Vallabhacharya. Hmm? And we can see this. We can see this bhajan. I'll share the screen. It's a very ecstatic bhajan. Look at say Adaram Madhuram, Vadanam Madhuram, Nayanam Madhuram, Hasitam Madhuram, Hridayam Madhuram, Gamanam Madhuram, Madhuradipate Rakhilam Madhuram. We see his lips is sweet, his face is sweet, his eyes is sweet, his smile is sweet, his heart is sweet, his gait is sweet. Everything is sweet about the emperor of sweetness. Krishna is this is who Krishna, Madhuradipate Rakhilam Madhuram. He's the emperor of all sweetness. Now look at this. Vachanam madhuram charitam madhuram vasanam madhuram valitam madhuram chalitam madhuram brahmitam madhuram madhuradipate rakhilam madhuram. His words is sweet, right? That's why we're studying the Bhagavad Gita today, right? Because Krishna's words is sweet. His words is sweet. His character is sweet. His dress is sweet. His belly folds is sweet. His movements is sweet. His wandering is sweet. Everything is sweet about the emperor of sweetness. So we say that's why one of Krishna's names is known as Vidagdha Madhava, which means Krishna is a very cool and stylish dresser. He dresses himself very sweetly, very amazingly. So we see that everything about Krishna is so nice and so sweet. And his chastising is sweet. His giving us a hard time performing his service is sweet. And we can see that everything that Krishna arranges for his devotees to bring his devotee closer to him. And we have to go through that struggle. We have to go through that struggle in our Krishna consciousness in order to prove to Krishna that we are not merchant. Right? Prahlad Maharaj makes this very amazing point in the Srimad Bhagavatam. He tells to Narsimadev that I am not a vanik. I'm not someone who's trying to do some kind of business with you. I just want to show you that I really love you. That's all. And see. I'll pull up this verse, okay? I think I know where it is. Let me see if I can find it. But this is a very, I'm sorry, I didn't memorize this verse. I have to admit, I'm a fool. But it is a very nice verse to share with everyone. You can look at this over here. We see that in this Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7. It's a nice verse. I guess we could all memorize it. I guess. I hope I can inspire the devotees here and even myself to memorize this verse. We can see this. He says, Nanyatha te kila guru gatita karunatmanah yasta ashaste nasa bhritya savaivanik. Otherwise, O my Lord, O Supreme Instructor of the entire world, you're so kind to your devotee that you not induce him to do something unbeneficial for him. On the other hand, one who desires some material benefit in exchange for devotional service cannot be a pure devotee. Indeed, he is no better than a merchant who wants profit in exchange for service. Right? So this is a very important thing for us to understand that we are not trying to be what Prahlad Maharaj says over here to be vaniks, right? We're not trying to be this. We're not trying to be a vanik. We're not trying to be a merchant who wants to get some material profit from his in exchange for his service. It kind of ruins everything, doesn't it? We really want to, please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And we don't want to have anything in return. It's like, it's not that, wow, I'll serve Krishna and he's going to give me some gold bangles. I'm going to serve Krishna and he's going to give me this, he's going to give me that. But the whole goal, as we see in the Srimad Bhagavatam, is I'm sorry, can everyone hear me? I'm sorry, I'm speaking in a voice maybe twice as soft as I
Yeah,
usually speak.
it's
Yes,
good, Prabhu. We
fine.
can understand you.
Sorry. I'm also speaking a little slowly. I can't believe my voice is shot. That's crazy. That never happens. Anyway, we had a pretty wild party the other night with the brahmacharis, so that's probably one of the reasons. And we had a lot of sweet rice. That also does it to me. But we say that we don't want to be a vanik, right? We don't want to be a merchant. We want to be, we don't want to be someone who's doing some kind of business with the Supreme Personality of God. And he's so kind, that we cannot, he cannot induce anyone to do anything unbeneficial for themselves. On the other hand, one who desires material benefit in exchange for devotional service cannot be a pure devotee. That is why, we always want to aim for pure devotional service, right? We always want to aim for pure devotional service. So Srila Prabhupada writes here, it is sometimes found that one comes to a devotee or temple of the Lord just to get some material benefit. Such a person is described as a mercantile man, right? So we don't want to be like this. Who do we want to be like? We want to be like the gopis of Vrindavan, right? That's the whole goal. We all chant. We all go to the. I hope we're all worshiping Tulsi every day, Tulsi Mahani every day. And when we're worshiping her, what do we sing to her? "Ei nivedana daro sakhiranu gatakor," right? We're always praying to Tulsi Mahani. "Ei nivedana daro sakhiranu gatakor," right? So we see that our goal is to be a follower of the damsels of the Vraja, damsels of Vrindavan, and that's why the Supreme Personality of Godhead says to the gopis in the 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, he says, okay, so this is Srimad Bhagavatam. I'll share my screen again. I guess I just leave it shared because I'm just quoting verses. And that helps a lot to see it so we can understand it and internalize it, right? Unfortunately, in Kali Yuga, just hearing is not enough sometimes, no? We have to hear repeatedly, we have to see, we have to do all these things. And in other ages, you could just hear and memorize the whole class. Anyway, it says, Tato gatva vano desham dripta keshamama bravit na paryeham chalitum nayamam yatra te manaha. It says, as two lovers as the two lovers passed through one part of Vrindavan for the special Gopi began feeling proud of herself. She told Krishna, oh wait, no, this is not it. What's this verse I'm looking at? Oh, sorry, this is 32, chapter number 32. Let's see. Okay. So we see over here, I hope this is it. Okay, okay. Na parayeham niravadya samyujam. So this is the point. So Krishna tells this to the gopis, and this is who we are following. These are our acharyas. This is who we're following. Okay, so now let's look at this. I am not able to repay my debt for your spotless service, even within the lifetime of Lord Brahma. Your connection with me is beyond reproach. You have worshipped me, cutting off all domestic ties with which are difficult to break. Therefore, please let your own glorious deeds be your own compensation. Hmm? So our goal in life is this actually. This somehow, if we can give such extreme pleasure to the Guru Parampara that the Supreme Personality of Godhead feels so indebted to us. That's why Krishna is Madhuri Bhagavad Sar. He's an extremely sweet person. Who but Krishna could say something so amazing, right? Who but Krishna could say something so amazing? He's unable to repay his debt to the gopis for this spotless service, right? So now we can see Srila Prabhupada, he it's, leaves a small purport. This verse is quoted in the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, chapter 4, text number 180. And over here, Srila Prabhupada, he actually made the translation for this verse, which is very beautiful. And then over here it says, this verse is from this part of the Bhagavatam, was spoken by Krishna himself when he returned to the gopis upon hearing their songs of separation. So when Krishna leaves the Rasa Leela and he goes back and he says, oh, this is what the gopis are singing, this is what they're saying. He tells them this, oh gopis, I'm not able to repay my debt for your spotless service, even within a lifetime of Brahma. So, that's how indebted Krishna feels for a devotee. We can see Krishna is so kind that sometimes even a tulsi bud, a tulsi leaf offered with some Ganges water pleases him so much. It's amazing. We cannot conceive of how soft-hearted Krishna is. That's why we perform austerities, we perform all these things. But what's our goal? Our goal is to make our hearts soft. And why do we make our hearts soft? We make our hearts soft because Krishna's heart is soft. Because the spiritual world is the world of soft-hearted devotees. There is no room for the hard-hearted impersonalists. Do we want to be a brahmachari in the spiritual world? No, not really. We want to be part of Krishna's samsara vasana, right? That's what we want to be a part of. I don't know if I can pull this up because does anyone know if there is Brihad Bhagavatamrita on Veda base or something that can be easily accessed? Anyone? Uh, if not, I'll just read. I could read. Anyway, we'll save this section for some other time because it might divert a little bit into another realm of topics that we're discussing about Krishna. But we see, and this is our goal. We want Krishna to be so pleased with our devotional service that we want to make Krishna indebted. But how can we make Krishna indebted? Who are we? Who are we? How can we make Krishna indebted? But the way we can do this by serving the pure devotees of Krishna. If we were to serve the pure devotees of Krishna, then naturally we will be able to gain their favor. That's why this is the secret of success in spiritual life. The secret of success in spiritual life is to please the previous acharyas. It's very important. We must know this very well. That's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur has composed. He says, "Ami tu kangal Krishna." He says, "Krishna se tomar, Krishna dite paro, tomar shakati ache. Ami tu kangal Krishna Krishna boli, dai tava pache pache." He says, sorry, why I pulled up Google Maps. Okay, so over here, I'll show you a verse. Okay, so in this, he says, this is how he ends. This is how he ends this bhajan. It's very beautifully ended by him. You can see over here. He says, Krishna se tomar, Krishna dite paro, tomara shakati ache. Ami tu kanga, Krishna Krishna boli tai tava pache pache. So, what's the translation? He says, Krishna is yours. You have the power to give him to me. I'm simply your servant running behind you shouting Krishna, Krishna. So we understand that, we need to somehow or the other please the pure devotees of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the way to enter into Krishna's heart. Because the pure devotees, that's why Krishna says in the Bhagavatam, he says, what was that? He says, I'm in the heart of my devotee and the devotee is in my heart. How am I? So verse is not coming to me right away for some reason, but he says this, that I'm in my devotee's heart and the devotee is in my heart. Sadhavo hridaya mahyam sadhanam hridayatvaham. Krishna says this in the Bhagavad Gita. That the devotees, they are my heart. And not Bhagavad Gita. He says this in the Srimad Bhagavatam when he's explaining to Durvasa Muni. Right? He says this. He says, okay, so this is Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 9. Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 9. Let me share my screen so you can see. Okay. Chapter 9, so Canto 9, chapter 4, text number, um, it's text number 48, 68. Okay, so look at this. Okay, I'm going to show you this verse. Krishna is very pleased. Okay, so you see this here. Sadhava hridaya mahyam sadhanam hridayam tvaham mad anyet tena jananti naham tebhyo managapi. The pure devotee is always within the core of my heart, and I am always in the heart of the pure devotee. My devotees do not know anything else but me, and I do not know anything else but them. Right? So he says, no, Prabhupada writes over here, the Lord's feelings are like those of a father who feels pain when his child feels pain. Therefore, offenses at the lotus feet of, okay, so I'm trying to see. Okay. The devotee does not do anything not sanctioned by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As it is said, Vaishmara Kriya Mudra Vignayana Bhujai. Even the most learned or experienced person cannot understand the movements of a Vaishnava pure devotee. So we say this over here that Krishna is personally saying that the pure devotee is always within the core of my heart, and I'm always within the heart of the pure devotee. My devotees do not know anything else but me. I do not know anything else but them. So this is an important point to understand. It's an important. Oh my God, the whole class we've just been on the first two lines of the purport, today's purport. Anyway, let's move on. So we see that he never fails. Krishna never fails in his affection for his devotees. And that's amazing. I never thought of it because Achyuta I always thought was infallible. No one can defeat Krishna, right? But he never fails in his affection for his devotees. Krishna is always there. Krishna's affection is always there for his devotees. And thus he's at rest here and is infallible. That's amazing. That we see that Krishna always reciprocates with his devotees. He always reciprocates with his devotees. Somewhere or another, he figures out how to reciprocate with his devotees. And we see that sometimes in spiritual life, we may not understand what's going on, why things are happening the way they're happening, and this, that, and the other thing, and so many difficulties and all these things. But if we simply make it our vow, our eternal vow, that no matter what, I'm going to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. More than anything, I'm going to serve the pure devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then our life is successful. That is why we should make it our life's goal to somehow or the other serve very vigorously the mission of Srila Prabhupada. We must undertake austerities. We must perform activities which may not be the most pleasing for our body, mind, and senses, especially the mind. But we should still take upon austerities to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Of course, the best way of doing that, in my humble opinion, is I guess not so humble opinion, is Srila Prabhupada, distributing Srila Prabhupada's books. It's a very, very amazing way. It's a very quick way of making yourself very dear to the Guru Parampara. Srila Prabhupada says that Krishna personally takes note of his frontline soldiers. Just like during wartime, the best facilities are given to the frontline soldiers. The best food, the best equipment, the best guns, the best vehicles, the best places to stay. Everything is given for the frontline soldiers. So if we should somehow or the other engage fully in the Sankirtan mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And by doing so, we become very, very dear to the Guru Parampara. We can see that Srila Prabhupada is very pleased when these things are going on, especially during the Christmas marathon. And we see that as a charioteer, he had to carry out the orders of Arjuna. Krishna had to carry out the orders of Arjuna, and he does not hesitate to do so. Therefore, he's known as infallible. And we can see that sometimes when a charioteer, when a warrior is fighting with a charioteer, he can't always tell the charioteer which direction to move in. So he indicates with his foot if the chariot if the warrior is touching a particular part of a particular part of the back of the charioteer, the charioteer moves the chariot in this way, and then if he with his foot it touches the other part. For it is inconceivable how someone could to think of someone doing that to Krishna, but that's the position of a charioteer, right? And Krishna is accepting that role with no problem. He's accepting. He doesn't flinch. Therefore, he's known as infallible. Krishna is personally setting the example of showing us that no matter what, we need to always be ready to do the needful. We must always be ready to do the needful. What is the need? How can we please the Supreme Personality of Godhead? What is the need? And we need to do whatever is needed in order for us to expand our service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Whatever is needed, however we can do it. We need to do whatever we possibly can in order to extend ourselves fully under the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In all circumstances, Krishna is the master of all the senses. But the relationship between the Lord and his servitor is very sweet and transcendental. Right? It's very sweet. It's a very sweet and transcendental relationship. We cannot understand how sweet the relationship between Srila Prabhupada and Krishna is. Right? Prabhupada is writing over here. Of course, we can see it's from Prabhupada's, probably from Prabhupada's own personal experience that he's speaking about this. Right? But over here, Srila Prabhupada says, the servitor is always ready to render service to the Lord. And similarly, the Lord is always seeking an opportunity to render some service to some service to the devotee. He takes greater pleasure in his pure devotees, assuming the advantageous position of ordering him than he does in than being the giver of orders. Hmm? So if you see this, then it's so amazing that Krishna personally, that we see that if you examine the life of Srila Prabhupada, you'll see that it was always a constant competition between Prabhupada and Krishna as to who will glorify whom more. Mhm. Prabhupada came to establish the International Society of Krishna Consciousness. He didn't come to establish the International Society of Prabhupada Consciousness. Prabhupada came to glorify Krishna. He always kept Krishna in the center. He never kept himself in the center. He always made sure that everyone understood the glories of Krishna. He was always preaching the message of Krishna. Why? Why was Prabhupada doing this? It's because this is Radharani's movement. This is Radharani's movement. And Prabhupada is a great worshipper of Srimati Radharani. And his own spiritual master is also, he's a very eyesight of Srimati Radharani. So this whole Krishna consciousness movement is Radharani's movement because Radharani's only business is to glorify Krishna. Is to glorify Krishna. So Prabhupada is always glorifying Krishna, always, all the time. And when he's doing so, then Krishna is always seeking an opportunity. Oh, how can I serve? How can I serve Prabhupada? That's why when you want to take upon some service for Srila Prabhupada, then you and Krishna are on the same team. Actually, you could say that you're on Krishna's team, or you can say you and Krishna are on the same team. You can say both. Why? Because Krishna's mission is to serve the pure devotee. That's what Krishna wants. So although we may be very impure, we may have so many anarthas and all these things. If we make it our determination that somehow or the other we have to serve the pure devotee, then Krishna will personally take care of things for you. Krishna wants to serve the pure devotee, and you want to serve the pure devotee. Hey, great, we have something in common, right? We have something in common with Krishna. Krishna wants to please Prabhupada, you want to please Prabhupada. Great, you have something in common. Krishna wants to please the bona fide spiritual master Srila Yatindra. And you may want to also place the bona fide spiritual master. And then you're at the same team. So this is the secret. There is the secret of how one can experience that transcendental sweetness of Krishna. And this is very important. And we should really engage our life and soul in somehow or the other trying to please the pure devotee of Krishna. And by doing so, we will attain the causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So I'll end the class here because I'm running out of my voice. But we can still take questions or comments. If there's any questions or comments, don't hesitate. I can speak a little bit more. So yeah, if there's any questions or comments, we could take it now. You can unmute your microphone or type it up. Anyone? Okay, so if there's no questions, what do we think about making up for the last classes? What's the opinion of the devotees over here?
Yeah, I am okay, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay. What about everyone else?
Yes, Prabhuji, we are okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
when we should have Prabhuji?
That
What
that's
days?
that's for you to like help us figure out, Mr. Jayadunandan Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhuji. I can start a poll and then we can go by majority.
Yeah, yeah. And whoever is not on the WhatsApp group, again, please text me so I can add you on the WhatsApp group and then we can have a poll. So yeah, we can figure out what days would work best and all that. And we have to make up for 2 classes. So let's do it. Hopefully by when it's time for the next class, my voice will be back in
So before next Wednesday, you want to have one makeup class, right, Prabhuji?
Yeah, we could have before Wednesday 1 makeup class. We could have 2 makeup classes before Wednesday. It depends on the availability of devotees and my availability also.
Prabhuji, is
Okay.
that the same WhatsApp group, Krishna Life Talks?
No, no, no. We have a small one called Wednesday BG class.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, just text me and I'll add you to that
Sure,
group.
sure, Prabhuji. Yeah.
And,
Hare
and
Krishna.
anyway, while I have you all on here,
Yeah.
I was thinking, how many of you would be down to have a japa call in the morning? And it's basically going to be, we have a Zoom link, and I know some of you are 3 hours behind it, so it may not work, but at least those who are on the East Coast, we could maybe have a japa call from like, whatever, 5:30 to 7.
I was about to ask that one, Prabhuji.
Right. So, we could have like a jumper call, right? So what we'll do is we'll have a link and then I'll just send you the link and you can just click on that link and from 5:30 to 7, we can all just chant. I'll keep my phone in front of me and I'll just chant my rounds and we can all chant japa together, and when we're on the West Coast, which we might be, I'm not going to say we might, I don't know, maybe. Okay. If you're on the West Coast, then that timing will change a little. So would devotees be down to do that? We can have a japa call in the morning. Yeah, is that a good idea?
Yeah,
Hare
that's
Krishna,
wonderful,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji. Yeah, we'll start from tomorrow.
All right, let's start from tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay, it's going to be fired up. Are our devotees on the West Coast ready to like start chant japa at 2 in the morning? Maybe not. But anyway, if we might be on the West Coast sometime. So yeah, so let's do it. So yeah, we can all chant japa together tomorrow. And okay, nice. And someone raised their hand. Akshesh Patel. Okay, he's the owner of Patel Brothers. So let's hear from him. You have to unmute your microphone, please.
Yes, Prabhu, not the owner, not the owner.
You're not owner. Okay,
No.
okay. Okay. Uh, mm. So he's saying, okay, he just raised his hand, I guess. Okay. All right. All right. So if there's nothing else, so let's do that. So let's have a japa call in the morning every day. And all right, so we'll figure out on the WhatsApp group when we'll have our next call. Rupali Mataji is going to be traveling to India But Madhuji, now the classes are being recorded on YouTube. So I guess Jayadunandan Prabhu, you could post the links.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you for that.
How is my dear Ranga?
He's doing well.
Okay.
Thank
Please
you.
tell him I asked for him and Shekhar Prabhu.
Yes, I will. Thank you.
All right. So thank you all for your kind attention. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning. Those of you who can join. And yeah, it's it's good to be back.
Yeah,
Back.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. This is wonderful, actually.
I'm so happy. I myself am very happy. So it's good to be with all of you again, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Okay.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Jai
Jai.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Vanchakalpatarubhasya.
Vancha kalpatarubhasya.
Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Vaishnave